Alright, I'm Sovereign Sage. I'm gonna get in this pond. We're doing Cyno's story quest now.
What should I do now? If only Cyno was still around.
There I am. So we already completed the main quest, finally, after like 6 hours. So now we are starting Cyno's.
Excuse us. Has something happened?
So I've never been in here before. This is the first time I've ever been in here.
Oh, I appreciate the concern, but who are you?
We also happen to know Cyno.
Ah, friends of Cyno! Well, I suppose it's not a secret or anything. Since you two are interested, I'll just lay it out for you. My name is Nabil. I'm a matra in the academia. A case involving the smuggling of canned knowledge has come to our attention recently, but unfortunately, we don't have the people to handle it at the moment.
Huh? You mean the academia is short on matra right now?
Well, not exactly. I suppose the main problem is that the case suddenly came up after General Mahamatra Cyno left to go somewhere. It would be a real headache for us to tackle the case ourselves.
Why?
Given the large scope of the issue, we talked things over internally and decided that we should find further assistance from outside the matra.
Okay.
If you two have some time, would you lend us your strength?
Alright, since you asked so nicely, we'll help.
Do you have any further intel regarding this case?
Yes, large amounts of canned knowledge from unknown origins have been appearing on the market recently. We suspect there's a secret route being used to move the capsules. According to some research, using large amounts of canned knowledge could lead to some serious consequences. And unfortunately, most people have yet to realize that. Rumors also have it that some particularly dangerous canned knowledge has made its way into the market. Regardless of whether the rumors are true or not, this case calls for urgent action. According to our current leads, it's highly likely that there are dealers selling canned knowledge outside the city, even as we speak. If you two could, please help us investigate the area.
You can count on us!
Okay. I've never been in here though. Look at this window. Whoa. Wow. It leads you outside? Hold on. To install a vision on a mechanical frame. Are you talking about fucking Skara? Bitch, I'll slap you. Let me in. Whoa, oh god. I don't know if I should have done that. What the sound? Oh my god. Man, this place is big. It's like a giant library in here. It's like that one scene from that one movie with the Titans. Not the Titans. The Egyptian gods, where that guy's like, I have numerous versions of me. Gimme. Yeah, but now that I've ran around the whole room, I have no idea which angle I came in from. Ooh. Huh? Bet you this is important later. I bet you they're hiding Skara down there. They said the academia was helping that guy. Well, they did show a preview of where he was. It was like this underground place with tubes and shit. It has to be here. That's why they won't let me do it. They're like, oh no, she's trying to fucking sequence break. It would be cool if they would have let me down there early, but why would they do that? I've never been in here. That's what I don't understand. How could they be hiding him down there without all these people knowing? Like, they had to have come here when they weren't there. Then again, they literally just said in my last video, they said the academia was working with the Fatui because they brought Skara and they're like, we have a strong vessel, so they extracted all the power out of the Gnosis he stole, and I guess they put it inside of him, so he has the raw power of the Gnosis inside of him now. So it's like he doesn't need a Gnosis to control it anymore, because all the power that was in the Gnosis was extracted and put directly into him like a raw form. So it's like he is the Gnosis now. Idiots. Yeah, one of these doors led me outside. Wanna see? Yeah, get up there. Get up there. Come on! Come on! Climb the thing. Yes! We have a new goddess and her name is Lumine. That's the true end of the game. I become the god of this world. You think I'm fucking kidding, don't you? Oh, I wish I was. Crescendo! Ghost children. This song is overused in everything. These ramp things just remind me of the things when you get to the, what were they called? Final Fantasy 12, when you meet Fran and she takes you to meet her race. I wanted to call them the Viera. The Viera. Viera. Okay. That's a giant fucking pool of water in front of me. How about, what? Is that this? Oh my god. No, really, what? I should have used my other thing. The Tengu fan thingy. It would have allowed me to fly faster. I also still have a lot of quests uncompleted because I had to start this. Those lily pad thingies out there lead to, there's so many world quests, oh my god. Well, they help you get primos. Well, maybe not all of them, but some of them. So they're kind of worth doing. That load, you see how it froze? It like stopped her for a second. I've never been over here and I want to look at it for a minute. There's still a lot of areas in this place I haven't explored. Okay. That's why I was like, is that a giant fucking pole? Avoid them. I said avoid, come on. Why you do this shit to me? I'm trying to run. Stop following me, you damn fucking freak. Just wanna frolic in the flowers by myself. Wow, this area is kind of pretty. It's also a cutoff zone too, which means I can't actually get up there. Ugh, my vision's getting dark. Well, this is what Enderworld looks like. So where am I? Oh, okay. I wonder what it looks like past that. But yeah, they literally have a cut line through it where they're like, nope. Oh, come on, I wanted to enjoy the pool. I want to see what happens when you try to go, yeah. Watch her be like, swim back. Alright. Okay. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Look at Paimon. Okay. Alright, I'll go. So when you're close to a zone, it'll block you. It darkens your vision. Well, it's acting as if though I've been here. You know why? I think it's because I have. I'm inside that village, aren't I? Yeah, I'm in that village. So I can tell because that tree was, the tree symbol was under me. I probably don't have enough Final Fantasy X up in here. No, I do. Alright. That's why it was luring me this way. Everything really does happen for a reason. Alright. This thing goes to 50. Should I let that build? Alright. Mystical sounding. Well, I'm only missing like literally 4 more things for the Electro ones, and I can get 2 of the interwined fates to use on Venti or Cyno's banner. Because I need like 25. Because for that tree you need 35. But for the tree at Narukami Shrine, you don't need that many. These are all those books I picked up from that fucking place. Yeah, you don't need that many. See, I only have 21. You need 25. If I need to go find 4 more chests in Inazuma somewhere. Well, actually, I could probably find 4 more in Kanomiya. They're trying to say that I'm missing chests there. If you look at like the achievements, you go to Inkanomiya. See, open 160 chests, and it says I've only opened 146. I've only opened that many out of 160, so I'm still missing quite a bit. Like 13. There's like 13 chests somewhere that I haven't opened, so I don't know about the chasm. Yeah, I'm missing. I have 182 out of 200, so I'm missing quite a few there too. Like, I want to say like 18 chests. Huh. Well. Is that Cyno? That is him, isn't it? Watch him be like, what the hell are you doing? Yeah, it is.
Huh? It's Cyno! What are you doing here?
He's like, why are you spying on me?
Ah, it's you two. I knew I sensed a familiar presence. I'm currently in the middle of an investigation here. We'll have to chat some other time.
So you're investigating something here too?
There's been a recent case of canned knowledge smuggling. It seems that the smugglers are following an elaborate and dangerous scheme. I just happened to acquire some intel which led me here.
Hey, what do you know? We're also here to investigate that.
I see. Well, the situation might be more problematic than you anticipated. I've already questioned several people, but gained very little information. Long story short, I was able to learn of the secret location where the canned knowledge is being sold. You're welcome to accompany me if you're interested.
Whoa. That sounds pretty complicated. But having Cyno around will definitely make things easier.
I only wish he was around, know what I'm saying?
Alright, let's go round up those bad guys.
What the hell? Okay. I was trying to grab the rose, but whatever. I work with Cyno, yeah. Well, it's kind of hard when I want him and Venti, and you can only get one at a time. If I had all kinds of money, I could do that, but I was supposed to wait for money to be returned back on my card because I bought something off Amazon and I returned it. But they told me that could take 7 days, and we only have 6 days left. Well, I already returned it several days ago. I returned it, what, I think Monday? And today's already Friday. So several days have passed. I mean, the money's probably on there, but I don't know if I wanted to waste $12 on this game, because that's how much money I'm getting back. Like 12 something. Felt about almost $13. I don't know if I want to waste that on that. I would have to see how I feel about that. I've wasted a lot of money on this game before, and it never really helped me. So that's why I'm like,
Is this all you got? Seems even less than last time.
What difference does it make? If you see something you like, buy it. If not, then keep walking.
They've been cracking down on us lately, so we don't have much on hand. If you see something that catches your eye, then now's your chance. There's no telling when we'll have more.
What does the Academia think they're doing? Alright, I'll take these here. Let me see what else you have. I don't see any real gems in this batch. It's all pretty ordinary stuff. Whatever, how much do I owe you?
1 million.
150K. Show us the Mura, and you'll get the goods.
Put the Mora down and your hands up.
It's Cyno! When's he ever gonna let up?
Hey, forget the goods! Let's split!
But don't forget the Mura!
What the hell? Are we just watching him do this?
Not so fast! You can't escape with Paimon on the case!
Did you see how she just froze in front of him?
What is this? He's got backup now? Doesn't everyone say Cyno works alone?
Not all the time.
I don't like the looks of this. Either way, it's gonna be a tough fight. Any ideas?
It's over. It's not like we're making a big cut anyway. I'm not losing my life here.
Huh? Did they really just give up like that?
Just like the others I've cut. They're not deep in the circle, just dealers at the bottom of the chain. All right, I have one question and one question only. Where did you get this canned knowledge?
The pickup location is different every time. The boss tells us where it's gonna be and that's it. We don't get a say in it. He sends someone every 5 days to bring us the goods.
And when is the next batch coming?
I don't know.
He's telling the truth. Honest. Normally, we should have received a shipment 3 days ago, but we didn't get anything. The stock we have right now is from 8 days ago, which is why there isn't much left.
Cyno wasn't kidding when he said he said intel was hard to come by. I'm not gonna out him like that in front of these guys.
I know exactly why they didn't receive their last batch. 3 days ago is exactly when I started my investigation. I suspect who's ever running this whole thing knew that I was coming. So they cut all contact with these dealers. When you were trying to escape, you said something about me working alone. Where did you hear that from?
Are you kidding? We've known your name since day one in this business. The boss warned us to watch out and even gave us info about you. But here we are. I guess we never stood a chance.
They already knew all about me and were trying to avoid being detected from the very beginning. These small fries are the only ones they leave out in the open. And no matter how many we catch, it won't further our investigation. If only we had another lead. Like a merchant who sells large amounts of canned knowledge.
Like Dory?
Huh? Oh, you mean someone like Dory? Nothing?
Do you have a potential suspect? You'd better bring them to me for judgment.
Whoa! Judgment?
That's right. I won't turn a blind eye on any dangerous suspect.
Oh! Sounds like we shouldn't ever let Cyno meet Dory.
Actually, we were mistaken. We don't know any merchants.
I see. Anyway, I'll think of a way to deal with these two and then continue gathering information. If you manage to learn anything, you can find me a caravan rebot. And as for you, I don't ever want to catch you buying canned knowledge again. If you possess any unused knowledge capsules, then you should submit them to the authorities immediately.
Okay, I got it. Just keep your nose out of my business.
Hey! What's with the attitude, mister?
What, you got a problem with that too? Listen, buying canned knowledge is a deal between two people. The buyer and the seller. We don't need people like you butting in on our business here. Think about it. If the academia is hoarding something as convenient and useful like canned knowledge, then they must have been planning only to use it for themselves. Am I right?
They must have their own reasons. Well, they are. They're putting it in the Skara. We already fucking know this.
The academia has clearly published the potential dangers of canned knowledge. I don't like having to repeat things. And besides, I'm sure you wouldn't listen anyway. I just hope you understand that your actions are what fuels the smuggling of canned knowledge. If I ever catch you again, I will personally see to it that you are punished. All right, Traveler. I need to go now.
You think you can scare me?
You're clearly afraid of him.
Trevor, why don't we go talk to Dory? She's got loads of connections and might be able to tell us something about all this. If Paimon remembers correctly, she's usually at the palace of Alcazar's array. Let's go!
Well, Paimon has a big mouth. She almost gave her away. You mean like Dory? Choke on your words. I have a feeling that fucking Changyun breaks it faster. I have a feeling that he's gonna be like, you lied to me, you knew about this girl and you didn't tell me. Fuck you. Darn sky! Well, they aim. What? I was trying to aim up and it fucking aimed down. I don't know why. This controller's on crack, but it's not really the controller so much because this is a brand new one. It's just the way the game plays. When you open something, fuck off. It'll angle your camera in a stupid spot. Don't touch me, you son bitch. Don't touch me. I am a golden goddess. You aren't even capable. You're not even allowed. You're not even worthy. Go away. Go away, you free. It's like, you're not worthy to touch me. Who that? Wait, is that... Dory. I thought you were Layla for a moment. Layla's a new girl that's not really... She waved at me! Layla's a new girl that's not out yet.
I see, I see. So that's the latest scoop. Good thing you didn't rat me out. Otherwise, who knows where I'd have to be hiding to avoid attention.
That was cute. I like when characters interact with each other in games. I don't know why I get really excited about it. There's just something I really like about that. She waved at me. She, like, cause to me, her waving at me means she acknowledges me. She knows I'm there. She acknowledges at least the player character anyway. And it's like, holy fuck. Do you know who's smuggling this stuff?
No idea. Sorry. I've already cashed out of the canned knowledge business.
You're not doing it anymore?
Huh? You mean you stopped selling it? That's right. With so much canned knowledge flooding the market, it was becoming impossible to fetch decent prices anymore. Besides, it seems that group of smugglers has practically taken over the market. It's a little rule of mine to never fight for a share of someone else's market. If I'm gonna be Mora, it's gonna be the lion's share. Plus, with regulations getting as tight as they are now, I figured I might as well just hang it up. Sounds like we came all this way for nothing. Well, not completely. Granted, I don't know who's behind all the smuggling activity, but since you didn't sell me out, I'll let you in on what I do know. After all, those smugglers have really crossed the line, butting their way into the market like that. I hope their luck runs out soon so that I can take over. I mean, so that the industry can become more fairly regulated.
You ratted yourself out again.
Hey! You just want to make more business for yourself!
Is selling canned knowledge really that lucrative?
Don't underestimate its value. Think about it. You can gain all sorts of knowledge while bypassing the troublesome process of studying. Naturally, that makes it a product worth a high price. Of course, not everyone needs that kind of knowledge, but in a market as big as Sumeru, there is plenty of demand. Plus, the cost of production is relatively low, so even if dealers have to cover transportation costs, there's still an enormous profit to be made. Then why does the academia prohibit selling canned knowledge? Being able to gain complex knowledge and become a scholar with the snap of your fingers does sound like a dream, doesn't it?
I guess so.
But everything in the world comes at a price, right?
True.
Gaining knowledge is a complicated process. It requires learning, thinking, and practice. Even when it comes to my own business, I have to go through a lot of preparation before I put anything out for sale. But with canned knowledge, one may simply skip all the hassle and get whatever they need to know immediately. That inherently leads to at least two potential problems. First, you'll accept the knowledge as factual without a second thought, and you'll find it very hard to forget. This means that if the knowledge is flawed, then it'll be very difficult to correct. And second, excess use of knowledge capsules over an extended time diminishes your ability to think. You'll end up becoming like a library that can only store knowledge. Oh, that does sound pretty dangerous. Traveler, you used canned knowledge before. Did you feel any negative effects?
Not in particular.
Of course, using it sparingly is not an issue, which is exactly why I used to sell it. It's just like how medicine can be used to cure diseases, but can also do harm when overused. It all comes down to balancing the right amount. Anyway, back to the point. There'll be consequences if the sale of canned knowledge by those smugglers is left unchecked. And what's worse, you're playing right into their hands by focusing only on the canned knowledge that's made its way into the market. As far as I know, their real purpose is to distribute information about the Court of Desolation. That's where the real business opportunity is. The Court of Desolation? What's that? Rumor has it that it's a site of ruins from the age of the Scarlet King. It's said that with the treasures inside, one can see beyond life and death. But any research of the ruins is strictly banned by the academia. Word on the street is that there'll be an auction taking place in the desert. They're auctioning rare canned knowledge, some of which is related to the Court of Desolation. Once I heard about the auction, I began to suspect that all the canned knowledge popping up on the market is just a diversion. I wager that their real target is the Court of Desolation.
Why use canned knowledge to distribute information?
Because studying those ruins is not just a simple matter. It requires knowledge spanning several fields. So, if they're aiming to quickly assemble a research team, canned knowledge would be the best solution. As for the auction, chances are they're trying to attract and scout out anyone with interest or expertise on the subject. On the other hand, no one can say for sure that they will ever succeed in finding the Court of Desolation. So, they might as well just make a fortune while they're at it, by hyping up the related canned knowledge at the auction.
Sounds to Paimon like we better head to the desert and see the auction. Who knows, we might find some leads there.
That's right. And now that I've shared all that valuable info with you, it's time to introduce our limited edition desert travel kit. It comes complete with a map straight to the auction location.
What is with her eyes? I saw this coming.
As I said, I also have to make preparations before I sell things, right? Now, let me consider how much I should sell this for.
It bothers me that her pants have like these like overall sleeves and she's only wearing one side and the other side is down. Oh, why do people do that? Is that like a stylistic thing?
I've got it! 500,000 more per kit! That's quite the bargain. We'll even offer a 50% discount for Little Paimon's travel kit. Only 250,000 more.
What? That's super expensive!
That's more money than what I currently have.
No need to worry, little one. Cyno's the one heading this investigation, isn't he? I'll be sure to bill all the expenses to him. All you'll need to do is tell him to go to the Merchant's Guild and pay the bill once the mission is completed. Just, be sure to not send him directly here, though, okay? That would leave me completely in the open. I'm sure the former General Mahamatra of the Academia would never leave any debt unpaid. Oh, the Mora. I can see it already. Loads of shiny Mora coming Dory's way.
We better get going. If Dory keeps at it, we'll be out of Mora.
Just wish that some people would actually do their jobs.
That guy! He's like, I wish some people would actually do their jobs. Dude, that's a fucking mood and a half.
By the way, it would be quite a tricky task to get all the canned knowledge off the market, don't you think? You'd probably be making some enemies along the way, too.
Huh? What makes you say that?
Because in the short run, the circulation of canned knowledge benefits everyone.
Sure.
Whoever's behind the smuggling gets a chance to study the Court of Desolation, while knowledge dealers stand to make big profits. Even the buyers get a rare chance to easily access knowledge that's hard to come by. So, you see, it's a win for everyone. Who would want anyone stepping in and ruining the deal, As for the long-term consequences that lie ahead, most people can't see them, nor would they even believe them. So, if you think about it, you're setting yourself up to be targeted by everyone. You've got quite the challenge ahead of you. I can only imagine how stressed you'll feel. How about I recommend a book for you? It's called 100 Ways to De-Stress and Live Your Best. I'll offer you a 30% discount right now.
Oh, again? No way we're falling for that.
You know what I want, Dory? A nice deep back massage and a shoulder massage, which I guess is part of my back. That's what I want. I want all my stress to be lifted off my body so that my head and my stomach and my back can stop hurting me every day of my fucking life. Anyway. Let's see, where am I going? Oh yeah, he told me he'd be here. Well, it's because I finished that main story quest, and they already said that they're using Skara as a vessel, and they used. That's what I don't understand. if the Kusanali's Gnosis is powering the Akasha and has been, basically her Gnosis's power is like exhausted, which is why she's not super strong and basically is no different than a human child. But they said they found a way to extract all of the power out of the Electro-Gnosis, and they put it in a Skara in a raw form. And they basically are turning him into a god because they took the power out of it, which the Gnosises are held by God. It's like their power. But it actually really kind of is, but isn't. It just connects them to Celestia and gives them a spot up there, kind of like a throne, like it's turning into Mortal Kombat with the Elder God bullshit where they just sit on a chair in a circle and stare at each other. But anyway, yeah, it gives them god powers, but even the gods, like Venti A and Zhongli all lost their Gnosises, yet they do still have powers. But not necessarily, because Zhongli did lose his power to make endless money. So I guess it does give them a power that they normally don't have. But they basically took all the power out of A's Gnosis and put it into Skara in a raw form, so they basically don't need the Gnosis anymore. Basically, like, think of the Gnosis as a water bottle that has water, and they basically put it all inside of Skara and threw the bottle away. So it's all inside of him now. Hi! Please notice me. Cyno! 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 I'm merging into the board, please.
Cyno! We got news for you. What the smugglers are really after is a chance to research the Court of Desolation.
That look on Lumine's eyes.
They're hosting an auction in the desert to sell canned knowledge about those ruins.
The Court of Desolation. I won't ask how you came by this intel, but is it reliable?
Yes, it should be.
We also heard that the Court of Desolation contains treasures from the time of the Scarlet King. Is that true?
Partially. It was a secret place built by a dark sect from the age of the Scarlet King. The ruins do contain treasures, but the place is also rife with unknown dangers.
Man, he's so cool. Out of all the characters in this game, he's so different, and because everybody's like bright blue and pink and water, and he's just like dark fucking black, blue, purple, fucking Jesus.
According to past research,
I mean, there's other characters with black, blue, and purple, but that's not what I
their
mean.
life as the price of entering. They are not some ordinary ruins, so the Academia has strictly prohibited any related research.
What I mean, though, like, there are other characters that have colors like black and blue and purple, like Lisa and Kaching and other characters like the Electra Archon. That's not what I meant. I'm not talking about colors on his outfit. I'm talking about the colors you think of when you think of him. He's also just dark and just like picture you being in a temple, like some Egyptian shit, like The Mummy Returns. Late at night, only torches on the wall to light your way, and then you just see his fucking shadow behind you. That's the kind of aura he impersonates. Or not impersonates, that's the kind of aura he is. He's menacing like that. Just simply looking at him, you're like, holy fuck.
However,
see what I mean?
if they are
Look
using
at
the
him.
camp
Look
knowledge
at
as a
him.
way to move information and recruit researchers, then I suppose your conclusion does hold some validity. Regardless, we need to go into the desert.
Are there many people trying to study the Court of Desolation?
Less in recent years, but there are always those who attempt to do so, both inside and outside the Academia. After all, legends claim that whoever obtains the treasures inside can see beyond life and death, or even resurrect the dead.
Really?
Death is often the greatest grievance for many people.
Yes.
Though they're fully aware that the chance of these rumors being true are slim, they hold tight to such fantasies and pursue them regardless.
You know, even if I had the power to resurrect people, I don't know if I would, because normally people live their lives in such a way that when they die, it's like something, yeah, no one wants to die, but it's a part of their life. Some people would be angry if you brought them back, because life itself is hard, you know? I'm not saying that death frees you, but it basically does, because you're not here anymore. You don't have to worry about debt and trying to live and trying to get money and struggling with everything else in your life, because you're set free from it. So there's some people who would want to come back depending on how they died, and then there's some people who would be super angry to come back. So that's not really something you have the right to decide. That no one really does, really.
That's why some continue to research it, regardless of it being a restricted subject. On top of that, it's hard to track the source of information contained in canned knowledge.
By the way, don't get confused by what I'm saying. I know that there are people in hospitals who die all the time and they have to resuscitate them. That is kind of like resurrection, but at the same time it isn't. Because resurrection is when somebody's been dead for a long time and you bring them back. Resuscitation is where somebody's been dead only for a couple minutes and you bring them back. I mean, I guess it's still restoring life. They're both the same, but at the same time, they're kind of not. Because resurrection is like, you can bring back somebody who's died years ago. As for resuscitation, you can bring back somebody who's been dead for a few minutes to even an hour. But you can't stay dead for too long, because if you lose oxygen to your brain, you can't function. Even if you were to be revived, you would be like brain dead. You wouldn't be able to do anything on your own. And your organs start shutting down too, so it's different.
Do you know where the auction is taking place?
Yes.
Good. We'll go investigate. But before that, we'll have to get rid of these people tailing us.
Huh?
Huh? People tailing us?
That's right. Let's begin to leave town and see what happens. I'm sure they'll reveal themselves as soon as we make a move. Don't worry. I'll make short work of them.
Calm down. Why do you have to say everything like that? He's like Kazuha. The male characters, I mean, that's a good thing about being a good voice actor, is you can instill the character in your words, but everything they say sounds kind of sexual to me, because they say it where, like, they breathe into the word. They're breathing their voice into the word in such a sensuous way that it's like, what the fuck are you doing?
That's Cyno for you. But we can lend a hand too, you know.
Like, if you listen to some of the shit that Kazuha says, I die. I literally can't take anything he says seriously. Especially the way he says the word yes. It sounds horribly wrong to me. He breathes into the Y and the E, and I'm just like, please stop. Huh. That lag. Because the mountains are loading in around her. And I'm trying to make her run faster than it's loading. So that's why it's freaking out. It's like, what are you doing? I like this music because the piano sounds mysterious. Ignore them. Was I supposed to go up and over that like this? I guess so.
Hold it right there. Heading to the desert, are we? I would think twice if I were you.
I'm not the only one that knows about the whole Kazuha thing. That part where he got drunk where Venti accidentally spiked the fruit juice. I have seen more people clip that than anything else. And also the one where you meet him in Inazuma and he's trying to like get his friend's elemental core crest thing to revive. And he's like, what? Are you asking for more punishment? There's somebody on YouTube that has made an hour loop of that. So every time I say those words, it sounds like a broken record to me. Because I've heard it so many times. And there is somebody who's made an hour loop of that on YouTube. I don't know why. I can't hear the word punishment the same anymore. That, are you asking for more punishment? Like, somebody fucking played it. And I've heard it so many times, like, back to back quickly like that. Because somebody made an hour loop of it. And it's like, what the fuck? So I'm not the only one who's noticed that. There's people that have clipping things. And I guess, I haven't seen all of the characters' birthday artworks. But Hazo's was released a while back. And there was people saying that the look on his face, because he's supposed to be yawning, and he has like one eye closed and one open, and he has like a tear at the end of one, and he has his arm like pulled back, and he's holding a book really low, you know, in front of his chest, and people say that it looks like he's like getting his dick sucked or some shit, and he's like covering it with a book, and I was like, okay. So like, when it comes to certain fandoms of this game, I don't really have anything to say, but there's people that like these characters for reasons, and I can't unsee a lot of it. I have a friend who's really into it, and they even created like a whole page where they showcase a lot of that stuff. So I see it rather if I want to or not. And I've basically seen things of these characters that I wish I hadn't seen. I mean, it's just, that's just the way it is. I wonder how Mihoyo feels about that though. But it's not just them. Like, it's Rule 34, you know what I mean? If it exists, then yeah, there's going to be things of it. And anything that's in existence, anything, like even Legend of Zelda shit, I've seen that too, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Who are you?
That doesn't matter. All you need to know is that someone wishes to inform you that it's not too late to turn back.
That's why every time I see Ether, I literally die inside. I've been trying to explain that to people, you know, as a 29-year-old woman, I'm used to that shit 'cause I'm an adult, but I have seen Ether literally fuck every character in this game. Every male, every female, and even his own sister, and I wish I could bleach it from my mind.
You must be Cyno. I've heard a lot about you. You've got quite a reputation. But this time you're in over your head. Unless you turn around right now, I'm afraid that even you won't return unscathed.
There's like art going around right now of Tighnari and Cyno being shipped together, and I want to bleach that from my mind too.
And as for you two, why bother sticking your noses in trouble that doesn't even concern you?
Canned knowledge is becoming a problem here. We're here to help Cyno. Am I here to help him, or am I here to stop the knowledge? See, depending on this game, I feel like everything you ever say is shaping what people in the world think of you. And I've been trying to really be careful on what I say. Because I feel like it does. Because they're one-time options only, right? And you got to figure there are some games, depending on what you say, it stays like that forever. You can never go back and undo it. Kind of like how some games it'll say, so-and-so will remember that. And it's like at the upper left of the screen when you say something. And it really impacts how the game plays from there on. So if I say I'm here to stop the knowledge, then it means I'm somebody who's here to stop problems. If I say I'm here to help Cyno, then it sounds like I'm just helping him, not the actual problem that's happening. You see what I mean? It just sounds like we're just helping him. We don't care about what's really happening, which isn't true, so...
That's right! We won't just sit back and do nothing!
Which is what I keep saying. There was another one where Cyno attacks Elhatham, and he's like, why help him? And there's an option. Option A is, I don't trust him as much as you think I do, and option B was, doesn't mean I'm gonna sit back and do nothing, and that's what I said last time. To make it seem like even if I don't like or trust someone, I'm not going to just stand there and watch them be harmed in front of me if I can do something. And this is the role I'm trying to put onto Lumine, that even if she is acquainted with someone or not, she's not going to sit there and watch them be hurt. So this is what I'm trying to set the role for her. So every time it comes up, this is the second time now, I keep trying to stick with the same thing.
Ha! Have you really thought it through? You're not just doing this for recognition, are you, Cyno? My employer said that he's willing to compromise as long as you just walk away. He could, for example, reduce the amount of canned knowledge on the market. I'm sure that would help your investigation appear to be successful enough. On top of that, he's willing to give you a cut of the profit. So you see, you get both Mora and a boost to your reputation. I can't think of a reason why you would pass that up.
Oh my god.
Is that so? Well, I can't think of a reason why I'd accept. I've heard enough. Get out of my way.
Sorry, no can do. We're getting paid to ensure you disappear. Since you won't turn back willingly, then we're gonna have to make you go back.
Are you kidding me? What do you hope to do? I'm him now. Alright, hold on. Don't touch me. Don't fucking touch me. I guess the whole time I was running around or standing there talking, my shit faded. So your buffs fade in the middle of cutscenes? Are you kidding me?
Nowhere to run!
I mean, it wasn't really a cutscene, was it? He's Electro, that's right, okay. Hey, throw the bear.
Swift and merciful.
Then this. And this.
Shine down.
Spirit Flame!
Torn to oblivion.
Yep.
There is no escape.
Trying to out of the burning.
Spring forth.
Feel like I'm losing my fucking mind. Are you kidding me? Yeah. You know, he plays really nicely. He swings fast. mind. Okay.
Lucky to me, justice is served. Guilty.
Oh my god.
Your penance is due.
Hold on. So if you get a trial character, you get to look at their shit. This is what they want for him. 542, it's maxed out too, by the way. They get to give you an idea of what it looks like. So gains 52% of their elemental mastery and an attack bonus. When an elemental skill hits a bonus, a Dream of the Scarlet Sands effect will be gained for 10 seconds. This character will gain a 20% of their elemental mastery as an attack bonus. And his elemental mastery is what? 205. So what is 28% of that? They want him to wield the Noblesse set? What the fuck? Is that really the best for him? What is this? What is this? Nani Akure. Oh my god. Throw it. Throw the fucking bear! Oh my god. Ah. She was like, no.
This doesn't change anything.
It changes everything. How does sand burn?
You're in over your head, Cyno. There will be others coming for you. You'll regret it.
I find it interesting that supposedly glass comes from sand when you heat it up. Like, how? I've always been fascinated with that. It's interesting. Runs the
Let's get out of here.
Shouldn't we follow them?
No need. Even if we apprehend them, there'll be little information to gain. Besides, it might also be a trap.
His voice is perfect. It's not what his voice actor looks like, but... See, that's the problem with me when it comes to voice actors and actresses. I like seeing who the voices are behind the characters, but I try not to get too invested in them because it breaks it for me. A good example of that is Ether's voice actor, Zach Aguilar. Attractive man. Boy. Well, I'm young. I'm older than him. He's like 25 or 27 or something. I'm actually subscribed to him on YouTube, Airzak. But the problem is I've heard his voice too much when I watch his streams, and I've seen what he's like outside of Genshin when he plays like, what's it called, Poppy Playtime or whatever, the huggy woogie thingy. I've seen him be like scared, and you know he's a human just like me. But when you see them outside of their professions and you get to know more about them, it breaks it so much that you can no longer see them as that character. So now every time Ether talks, I don't hear Ether, I hear Zach. And he was saying that it's the same way for anyone who voices a character in Genshin, that when they play the game or when they do their lines, they don't hear the characters, they hear their friends. And I feel like that's not so bad too, but I feel like it breaks it too much, because if you're playing a game that you voice in with your friend, and you both voice in the same game, but when you play the game you don't hear your character, you hear yourself, or you hear your friend, it breaks it, it decharacterizes it, so that you don't hear that character anymore, and I feel like it robs something from the character. And that's why I try not to get too invested in the voice actors, because I want to hear the character as the character. I want to hear Cyno as Cyno, not his voice actor. And Lumine, I want to hear her as blonde girl, not her character who has brown hair, like the actual voice actress. Same thing with Venti, he's voiced by a girl. Erica Harlacher, who also voices Bennett and Singcho. Like, I don't want to hear him as a girl. It's the same thing with Hanbei from Samurai Warriors, is voiced by a girl. Umika Shoji, she's cute Japanese woman. She looks just like Hanbei, could be his mother. But I don't want to hear him as a woman. And it's the same thing with Venti. Like, I want to hear them as the character, not as who they're voiced by. And I feel like that's why I don't try to figure out who they are. I'd rather not. This is the same thing with Kazuha's voice actor. I saw what he really looks like and who he is, and it kind of broke the character for me. Because it's like, I want to hear Kazuha, not this guy. Like, I don't want to hear the guy as himself, I want to hear him as Kazuha. And I think a lot of other people could probably agree with that. You don't want to hear your character as the person who's voicing them, you want to hear the character as themselves. You want to hear the character as a character, not some guy behind a screen. And I think a lot of people could probably agree with that, maybe. Learning about the voice actors is fun, but I feel like if you learn too much about them, you get to know them more on a personal level, it will decharacterize them. You will no longer hear their character. You will only hear them.
I apologize for bringing you into this dangerous mess. Just being associated with me will inevitably cause you to become targets as well.
Really?
You should be careful from now on. Sleep with one eye open.
That's a song, isn't it?
Wait, hold on. There's no way anyone could sleep without closing their eyes. Right?
No, when I was young, supposedly I used to fall asleep with my eyes open. That's what my parents said when I was like a baby or 1 year old. I used to lay there, but they had to make sure I was alright, because I used to sleep with my eyes open. I'd fall asleep with staring. I guess you can, if you just stare at the wall, wherever you're at, and you just stare in one place. It kind of is easy, but I don't know. I mean, fish sleep with their eyes open, because they don't got eyelids, but it is possible, but we're not fish, so.
You'd be surprised. Anyway, just be careful. Mercenaries are never quick to forget. In their line of work, even a single failure is bad for reputation.
Well, there's not very many blonde people in this world, so Lumine lights up like a fucking sore thumb.
They may even stay hidden in some dark corner for a very long time, waiting for the right moment to ambush you. They'll do anything to keep their prestige intact.
I like how they gave more animations to Lumine. Like when she was holding both her hands up when I was like, should we go after them? Like, they made her more animated. I don't know why, but I've been noticing that in each update for the game, they're trying to make the character, the main player character, make them more interactive, and I do like it. Because I don't like a character who's mute and don't fucking talk and just sits there. And they have been trying to add more lines because there's been complaints about that. Even Ether's voice actor has joked about it, and he's like, all I make is like grunt noises, I never talk. But they've been trying to give them more lines. I mean, I don't know how I feel about it. I do like a character who talks, but not one who talks too much. Has to be balanced, you know. But we are the main character in this world, so I would think everything would revolve around us to some degree. I mean, we're the main story person, so, like, it's supposed to be our journey through the world, and everyone's supposed to be revolving around us. Whatever. So, she's basically the sun in the solar system. Everyone else is planets. Have you entered that kind of situation before, Cyno?
Yes. I remember it like it was yesterday.
Are you going to give me a flashback?
I was carrying out a mission with one of my superiors. I didn't have much experience at the time, and I let my guard down after we had closed the case. We ended up being attacked by the remainder of the mercenaries.
Another thing they need to time better is when characters are talking like this, either Lumine will hold out her hand or nod her head when they haven't finished saying the dialogue yet. So I don't know what she's nodding about because the character hasn't finished it for me yet. And you see how when he was saying experience at the time, I let my guard down, and then Paimon reacted scared. She should have waited until he said I was attacked, then had her react. It was like almost 10 seconds too early. And it kind of breaks immersion slightly because she's reacting to something that I haven't seen or heard yet. And it's like, then I'm distracted by what she's doing versus what he's saying. Blame my ADHD, but I get distracted by shit very easily. And her reacting like that kind of broke. I couldn't focus too much on what he was saying.
My superior was injured while protecting me, and we struggled to gain control of the situation. I've become more vigilant ever since, staying alert even while I sleep.
Ooh, who could have seen that coming? Was he okay?
He said superior. He didn't say what gender he was. Why would you assume it's a man?
He survived with a fractured wrist. It took 2 months for him to recover. But luckily, there weren't any further complications. Last year, he transferred to an administrative role for personal reasons, and no longer participates in live missions.
Well, probably doesn't want to get hurt again. My mother fractured her wrist, and she has a hard time lifting up anything now. And when it gets cold, it hurts her from where the bone tried to heal. She fell while trying to run from some dogs that were trying to chase her. And when she fell really hard, and it fractured. And they didn't tell her it was broken. They told her it was bruised. She didn't find out till a day later. And they had her in a cast, and it took her about that same amount of time to recover. And it was agony for her. So I always have to do all the lifting for her now. When she needs things done, I have to do it. Because she can't lift things. Me and my mother are only 20 years apart, so I'm 29, she's 49, so she's not too